So, before we move any further, not that anybody's even going to watch this or care, but I do want to apologize. Obviously, my life has not been super great lately, and the little amount of time I have has been getting to me. So, this is not the game's fault. It's not the game's fault, and I shouldn't take that out on the game. The game still sucks, but it's not the game's fault that I am at a deficit of time right now. That's the first thing. Second thing is, let's see if this works. Hey, there we go. So now the HUD is a little bit more up to date. Second thing. I decided last night, because I could do this while doing other things, to go ahead and play Wargroove in the background while I was doing some other things. And I'm really, really glad I did. Well, the DLC didn't exist when this was funded, because this mission, and 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 this mission, these all suck. And they all took forever, several hours. But here's the really weird part. You see this mission right here?
Here's the plan.
This mission is the best mission in the game so far. Now, that's kind of low praise, I'm going to be honest with you. But it is one of the first missions that I have given a straight up just level positive to. Check this out. So we start out with one of our groups over here. Couple of houses, couple of troops. But a pretty decent squad of troops. Mage, pikeman, hero, dude. And, of course, a musketeer and a knight. Same thing on the inverse, up here. Same setup on the other side, right? Did I just lose the internet? Yes, I did. You've got to be kidding me! See, now I want to wait in describing this mission. And then we die. Well, whatever. Let's go do one of these missions while we're off camera. That means I gotta think about something to talk about now. Okay, alright, sure. What do we got?
Hey!
See? I just made some tiny adjustments to the ankle mechanics, and now the suspension's loads better. Look. Tenko practically glides now. It's very impressive, Koji. You really think so? Yes, I really do. Now, my little engineer, it's almost time for dinner. Can I work on Tenko some more after we eat? Yes, if you finish your green beans. I mean, especially living in the desert, you probably want to eat your green beans. Who was that kid? Where'd he get that big mechanical wooden fox thing? Wouldn't mind having one of those myself. Oh, the lad is Prince Koji, and the fox thing, Tenko, the prince made himself. There's just the one. So I'm gonna have to steal it while he's sitting in it.
I reckon I can do that.
Hey.
I reckon so too, but we're here for the vault. We're really gonna need to concentrate. Heavensong's vault is inside the Imperial Palace. We don't know exactly what's in there, but there'll be nothing you two can't handle. What if they're traps? My slingshot and your magic will put an end to them. I suppose.
Here's the plan.
The plan is for the two of you to get past the vault's defenses and grab the gold. Meanwhile, I'll be out here distracting the enemy troops with my hammer. We do after we get the gold. Evacuate there.
Hey.
As for me, I'll have an airship waiting. And this is the weird thing about this expansion. So I was complaining about how they didn't really get creative with the map design. Well, they've started getting a little bit more creative with the map design, actually having proper triggers and utilizing some of the scripts that this game can do. But the problem is they do that on giant sweeping maps where the enemy has a giant base where they're constantly spawning enemies to throw at you, and I feel like that sort of defeats the point. I'm not going to ding every single one of these maps for what they are. I'm not. I'd love to, because screw them. But I'm not going to. But the truth is, they just have such a slog problem. To the point where I feel de-invested from even trying. It's probably telling that I had no real issues last night while doing other things, doing most of these maps. Now, yes, I know I'm playing on easy, but I would never play these on hard because that would just make every single map take 3 times as long. Because you could. Like, most of the tactics is pretty self-evident. You grab the initial bundle, maybe send 1 or 2 people out to get a thing, and then you play like every other map in the entire game. Like, there's nothing new here. It's over here where you see the new stuff, which doesn't really change with difficulty. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Point being, they're trying. So that's something. You know, seeing the fact that they're actually trying is something. Light all 4 flames and the way will open.
Huh?
I don't think light 4 candles qualifies as a puzzle. But again, I'm going to give them credit for the fact that they're actually doing something with the scripting. So, credit where credit is due. Hi everyone. I'll go back to talking about the other map that actually deserves a positive in a minute. Because, you know, I wasn't just going to sit here for an unknown amount of time. Looks like that was about 5 minutes. Yeah, no, I was just another internet blip because Comcast is the greatest. Comcast. When you need a giant pipe to dump your CO2 out into space, we're here for you. And you know what really pisses me off about Comcast? And I mean this with total sincerity. They're one of the best internet providers in this country. And yeah, 0% chance of Google Fiber getting anywhere. Google Fiber has functionally been abandoned, at least as far as expansion goes. So, yay. There is Starlink. Why was it abandoned? Oh, that's actually really funny. Because there's 2 answers to that question. I really hate having to do this every turn. I mean, money and money is correct, but it's a little bit different than... Okay, so hang on. So we got 2 and 4, 1, 3 and 4, 2 and 3, and 1 and 2. So... that's what I thought. Lobbying is actually one of them, yes. So, a fairly large amount of other internet providers, other IPs, especially the big ones, were absolutely dumping money into campaigning against allowing Google to add fiber to cities. Now, this is one of the most alien things to me, because this happens semi-frequently, not just in this country, but in countries in general, where the people will go out of their way to campaign for something that is so demonstrably stupid, right? There's no detriment to Google Fiber. There's no negative there. They're not pouring toxic sewage into your local riverway. They're trying to add fiber internet to your city. And people will be like, no, this is bad for the city. It's bad for the economy. It's bad for the people. It's bad. And they'll do ad campaigns, and they'll dump money on politicians, and they will lobby. And the IPs spent so much money. I forget the exact number right now, but they spent so much money lobbying against Google Fiber that it just boggles my mind how much money they were wasting on trying not to fix their goddamn infrastructure. I can't even put it into words. I can't even put it into words. Oh, I know. X. I'm aware. Edison was a pile of trash. Yeah, union busting is pretty much the exact same problem. What do they get in return for that money? They got to keep their monopoly. That's why they did it. They didn't want to compete. Now here's the real question. Do you think they net made money on that or not? I know it sounds like a weird question, but it is something that I sincerely doubt they even considered. Because what they really wanted was to not have competition. Yeah, exactly, Act. That's exactly right. Alright, so we have an honest-to-God puzzle. I'm actually impressed. Alright, so we've got... So if I do... So only those two affect the far left one. So we have to do only one of those two here. Let's see what happens if we pop off that. Can we switch it again? There we go. Okay. It's better. Things like this are why I've said for years and years and years that internet should be utility. And in case you don't understand the distinction, utilities have different rules. There are different regulations and different restrictions on what companies can do with regards to utilities. If you ever wonder why your gas bill, your electric bill, and your water bill are actually relatively low compared to most other things, it's because there are regulations preventing them from just raising the price because they feel like it. And they have to maintain a certain level of infrastructure because it's legally mandated. And companies know if they don't just face censure and fines. They might actually be shut down entirely. Yeah, also very heavily subsidized. Yeah, farming, well, that's a little bit of a different thing. But yeah, farming is in a similar space. Because farming is technically not a big moneymaker here in the States. Not compared to, like, we need people to grow corn. We need people to farm cattle. It would, if you just were interested in making money and nothing else, it would literally be more useful to use your land to make almonds. Now, that's stupid, and that would cause mass problems on a large scale, and that's why we subsidize. Only tidbits, Act. Honestly, I think that's possible, yeah, Act. That was a bit of a wrench. Hey, Morganites, guys. Appreciate as always. Thank you for the sub. If you want to put that towards up to 3, things, please let me know. Well, that is a very good question, Mike Romano. And that leads to pretty much the second reason why Google Fiber stopped being a fiber thing. Because Alphabet. For those of you who are not aware of what that means, I can try to explain better. I know, right, Roman Care? Free markets are fine within certain markets, and I mean that. The problem is a lot of people seem to think that a free market needs to be universal instead of, you know, just specific industries. Anyways, so Google sold and became, you know, a different company. Founded a whole new company on top of it, which is in fact called Alphabet. And Alphabet is awful. It's the nicest way I could put that. Alphabet is kind of terrible. So if you've ever heard of of Google doing anything horrible, it's probably because of what Alphabet's been doing.
Oi! Huh?
Not that Google was a perfect company before, but Google was a much better company before the founders and owners sold out and went off to do their own thing. And, you know, Alphabet started being in charge. Yeah, they quite literally removed "Don't be evil" from Google's core values. Enough said. And you could argue, do I blame them for selling out? Yes. You could argue that, you know, "Don't be evil" is silly anyways, and it was just a little slogan, it doesn't matter. But the fact that corporate heads felt the desire to remove "Don't be evil" from their core values sends a very particular message. Like, there's no mistaking what's being stated there. Now, here's the thing. If someone wants to, you know, get out of a company, sure, that makes sense. You did it. You want to retire and live your life. Cool. I don't blame you for that. If you've just made one of the largest companies in the world, and one of the most influential companies in the world, and you've decided, I'm done with this, and pretty much deliberately allow it to become the horrible thing that it currently is, maybe have a little bit more responsibility about that. Yeah, this is not selling pumpkins to your neighbors, and you did it, and now you can retire happily. Google is so enmeshed in so many levels of society at a global level. This is the Superman thing. At a certain level of power, your responsibility just keeps going up, right? Or I'm saying that wrong. The higher, the more power you have, the more responsibility you have, right? Wait, as bar, the vault to approve your prowess to proceed. The commander must command. Okay, sure. I mean, Superman's not a great example of that, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. This affects real life. Yeah. And then Superman sells. I mean, if Superman ever really sold out, that's game day right there. No, I did not, Pika. I hope it was a good one, though. No, exactly, Roman Cure. That's... Doom, Dr. Doom, of all people, actually had a line about that in the comics, which I agreed with. At a certain level of power, doing nothing is not only a choice, but it's arguably a crime. Oh, no problem, J. Palmer. We'll have the Suicide Squad. Yeah, they could, Trihexia. Sony's been known to do very stupid things in their lives. Alright, J. Palmer. Hi, Zach Teft. Okay. Fill the enemy cavalry in a single turn. It's because it's a crap game, Pika. Yeah, we actually literally have to solve puzzles over here while they're doing their thing. Hey, Colgrim. Now, we've already established I'm really terrible at these one-turn puzzles. So this should be fun. Oh wow, they can't even reach. Okay. Well, let's just waste time here doing nothing. Cool. I might straight up Google this one. I am not good at these puzzles. Oh yeah, by the way, you know that trigger in that one mission where it spawns enemies as long as there aren't enemies on the map? Fun fact. That's true on every map in the expansion. There's no just sweeping the board, because if they're ever low on enemies, they will just spawn more forever. So even the good map, the one good map, so that's cool. Yeah, no, exactly. It means sweeping is kind of irrelevant. On several of the maps, what I did is I just formed a wall. And then just stood there, right? One of the maps that you didn't see on camera had like this one space in between walls. And remember, walls are completely impassable. So, there's just this one space. So I just put an entire wall of units here and 3 healers right here. And then just, I think it was a golem just right here. And I just sat there. And the enemy just kept swarming and swarming until this entire space was 100% filled with enemies. They couldn't do anything, because they were just stuck in there. Yeah, I parked the bus. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, so... I was done with this. I have no thoughts about that, Zektaft. There are no brains. Alright. Mage north to attack the cavalry. Okay, sure. have to go here. Yeah, Starfield's coming up, so attack then. Alongside the ally soldier. Okay. And boom. There we go. Yay. Thank you, Venusians. Oh no, we're gonna beat the game.
Whoa!
The fact that I'm out of time in real life doesn't change the fact that I'm going to beat this goddamn game. Someone just broke the bot! Who broke the bot? For real, who broke the bot? Oh my god. There we go. Now, at this point, I'm just doing my due diligence. But yes, next game is Maneater, if that's what you're looking for. Which I hope to God we start today. Okay. How would I rank the 4 Transformers films? Is it only seen the first 4? Or is it 5? No, I only saw the 4. So how would I rank... And there's the spawns. How would I rank the 4 Transformers films? In terms of story. I've only seen 4. Because after 4, I was out. Have any of you heard? I'm sure some of you have. Why I quit watching after 4. Like this is an actual thing. Not just, you know, oh, it's Bayformers. No, there was reasoning here. They were bad. Well, I mean, yes, but that's not what I mean. Too much dumb stuff. No, that would have made me skip at the first one. Actually, I did see Bumblebee. I wasn't counting that because they kind of reset the continuity with Bumblebee and the latest one, the one that just came out like last year. Which is probably the right move, by the way. But Bumblebee was pretty good. I can actually recommend Bumblebee if you haven't seen it. By the way, they never just spawn light units. You notice that? They spawn pikemen, mages, golems, and frickin' artillery. Later they'll spawn a cavalry, because screw you. So, I did, actually, that's true, Colgrim, but that's still not the reason why. Hang on a second. Okay, so the sky is gold. Gold. Silver. Look up to heaven. Stars are singing. All is right with the world. Okay, let's Character assassination. No, although, again, if I was going... Okay, so it's bottom first. It's bottom then left. So, I'm going to say something that's going to sound very strange. I enjoyed the second Transformers film. Now, if you don't understand how bizarre of a statement that is, what in the crap, lady? Please remember that the second film was a film so terrible, they actually started filming without a proper script. But all of that's on the story axis. Transformers 2 was actually better than Transformers 1 in every way on the gameplay axis. In terms of cinematography, fights, CGI, blocking, choreography. The plot was nonsense. Total and complete gibberish. And it's one of those wonderful things where the more you look into it, the worse it is. But the shots and the fights were awesome. Yeah, Optimus in the forest, right? Optimus in the freaking forest is honestly one of the better fights in the Transformers films, in my opinion. And pretty much everything about the desert fight, too. Even the way that they put together Devastator was kind of rad. Then they screwed him over by giving him giant balls, but it was still rad. And I still stand by that. Yeah, exactly, Jaludo. I bring that up because... balls. I bring all that up because, for me, the Transformers films have never really been good from a story axis. At best, they've been there, right? So... I enjoy Transformers 1, 2, and 3 from a gameplay perspective, from the technical side of things, and from the from the fights, from watching giant robots fight, right? It's the same reason I like Pacific Rim. I didn't watch Pacific Rim for the story. You know? But then Transformers 4 happened. And Transformers 4's movie, like the gameplay side of it, sucked. Very, very brief, badly designed, badly choreographed, badly blocked. No real thought in it, no real spectacle. A lot of completely meaningless flash and a bunch of explosions going on in the background. And they also did one thing I will never forgive them for. This is the final straw on the camel's back for me for Transformers 4. Hang on a sec. What do you... Go... Oh my god, go here. Jesus. There we go. There we go.
Huh?
The transformations. For all of the crap that is flung at the Bayformers films, one of the things I have and will always give them credit for is the amount of thought and effort and work that the actual designers, animators, and just the entire art team put into the Transformers and their transforming. For those of you not aware of this, one of the big rules they had was that they really wanted to make sure that they didn't cheat with regards to size and volume, right? Mass and volume, excuse me. So, when you saw Transformer transform, all of the pieces of both parts fit in both forms. That's one of the reasons why they could show the entire transformation of, like, say, Optimus when he finally reveals himself, is because they actually thought about how each piece could actually interlock and fit together and fit within the space of the truck that he was, right? It's also why the truck was bigger in the film. Because they needed that extra space to get him in there. Sense make? And that was something I always credited them for. It was something I always defended them for. It was something I always stood up for the series for. Until Transformers 4. Now, some of you probably know immediately what I'm talking about, but for those of you who have not seen Transformers 4, rather than actually do that, they just have several of the Transformers, not all of them, but several of them, turn into a cloud of CGI, which then immediately turns into the new form. They cheated. They straight up cheated. All that work, all that effort to go into that transformation, and how cool it was. And Bull of Alex is quite correct. It also helped with the toys. It made the toys more desirable because some of the toy designs were kind of done, at least from a conceptual level, and so they could design them based on the real physics that were done putting into making the frickin' giant robots. But no, nanites, yo. Flying nanites, by the way. It was the most cheaty thing I'd ever seen. The first time I saw the flying nanites, the cloud of CGI particles, I was angry, like actually angry at how insanely cheap that was. How goddamn much that just spits on everything about what Transformers is. Because it's the cheapest thing. It's the kind of thing I could do in real life with the level of technical prowess I have. That's how pathetic that is. God damn it, that pissed me off. Yeah, exactly, Colgrim. One of the coolest things that I defended for years in that series, gone. And that's when I noped out. Except for Bumblebee, because Bumblebee was cool. I saw Bumblebee in the theaters. That was a good film. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. It's not perfect. I'm not going to over-exaggerate, but it was still an actually solid Transformers film. Probably the best one, in my opinion. Oh, absolutely, Crazy Norse. That's kind of the thing. By this point in my life, by the time Transformers 4 came out, I was well into the actually researching behind-the-scenes stuff phase of my existence, and yeah, no, that was being done for budget reasons. I guarantee it. Anyways, rant off. Now, I'm going to finally answer the question which was posed to me, which is ranking the first 4 Transformers films on a story axis. Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, this is actually pretty hard for me. You gotta give me a second to really process this. Shoot, I shouldn't have done that. Ah, whatever. See, what I'm really having trouble with is the top slot. Okay. I just... This feels wrong. Just say this. I'm just going to be honest about that. But I think from a purely narrative axis, on the story axis, I would put Transformers 1 at the top. It's... God, it's got so many issues. It's got like 6, I want to say, different concurrent plot threads going throughout it. Hang on. Yeah, 6. I was right. So 6 concurrent plot threads, which is just... can work. That is something that it is possible to make work. It's actually funny to me how much the film spends time and effort trying to, like, remove plot threads. The further into the film you go, like, oh, shoot. Okay, and they're gone, and they're gone, and they're gone. And just trying to push through it. But yeah, I'd put 1 at the top. At least it has, you know, characters, and it has some degree of backstory and thought and effort and all kinds of narrative-y stuff put into it. So there you go. 1 at the top. Let's me think here. By the way, have you noticed how the enemy is just absolutely flooding me? This is just these maps in a nutshell, really. This is just what they do, is they just flood you endlessly. Every single one of these. Yeah, the reveal with Megatron was at least an interesting scene. The implication of how that interacts with the technological booms, some engineering stuff behind the beat. You get it, you get it. Yeah, Megatron going full King Kong, sure. It really does play to all. Notice how it doesn't actually show you where your exfiltration point is. Hope you remembered that. I mean, every story has something dumb in it. There's no such thing as a flawless story, right? So, I would probably put Transformers 3 in the number 2 slot. Listen, they needed to move sets, Colbram. 3 was a film, I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't a big fan of.
Hey! Orla! Oi!
But yeah, at least it had a narrative arc, villains, distinct acts, you know. So that leaves us with 2 and 4. I keep repeating this factoid because it never stops amusing me, the fact that it exists and is a real thing that actually happened. 2 literally started filming without a script. And it really, really shows. Just... I honestly don't even know what else to add to that. It's just... It's easy. All you do is go to a location and just film footage, either of them saying random things, or just film footage of them not saying anything at all, and we'll fill it in post. Actually, it was part of the strike, Jay Palmer. And nobody wanted to wait for the strike to conclude, so they were just like, it's just film, you know, without a script. Yeah, just film them being college kids. Like, you ever notice there's just weird scenes of what would normally be called filler in the second film? There's actually a weirdly large amount of stuff you can film without a script. But at the same time, if you think about that sentence for about 5 seconds, you'll immediately understand why 2's story kinda sucks. When that's your priority. Yeah.
Oi!
There it is. Yeah, I figured it was down. Of course it was. I just knew, just because it was the worst possible place it could be. Four had an aggressively, cartoonishly evil villain who, at the drop of a hat, suddenly turns into comic relief and a good guy. 4 had the Romeo and Juliet laws as something that took up several minutes of film time to explain what those were in detail. 4 had just everything wrong with it. Just absolutely everything. So, yeah, I'm going to put 4 at the bottom slot. Just the absolute bottom of the pile. Narratively. And gameplay-wise, by the way. As I talked about before I even started this whole spiel. Good question, Blade Chaval. Yeah, I haven't seen last night, and I probably never will. Not really high on my priority list. I don't know, Roman Cure. Yeah, almost everybody I know bowed out of the Transformers series at some point or another. Where everyone bows out, it varies, but pretty much everyone bows out eventually. I heard about that, Jay Palmer. I am now evil, Prime. I know you're in there somewhere, Prime. I am now good, Prime.
Da?
We all know his favorite thing to say is, I am Optimus Prime. He doesn't even say anything else. He just says, I am Optimus Prime. Yeah, just infinite respawns. Aren't these maps great? This is game design. Now this is pod racing. Sorry. Yeah, I don't even care. Honestly, ditto, Reggie. Now hear me out for a second. I don't mind Transformers films having a human side to things. My problem with Transformers 1, especially, and 2, and 3, and 4, was that they focused too much on the humans. That there was that the ratio of giant robots and giant robot politics and giant robot fights to humans was too skewed. Now, infamously, that was actually a huge sticking point for Transformers 1. Was that the reason the humans got so much focus in Transformers 1 was because of money. Nobody in the studio executives thought that Transformers 1 was going to sell. So they actually had a pretty small budget for that first film, relatively speaking. There's a reason why Transformers 1 shows almost none of the actual robot fights, which was actually my biggest complaint about the first film. Watch your Bill. Yeah. Phyllis, what are you creeping around for? You scared me half to death. I was just saying hello. Why are you so on edge? No reason. Just keep expecting that Vesper to appear in a puff of smoke is all. Gives me the creeps. Me too. I don't remember her doing that when she was in our clan. She was part of our clan? But yeah, when she was a little one. I thought that was common knowledge. She left about 20 years ago. Went off to set up her home. Here it went well for her at first, but then she betrayed all her followers. Shopped a lot of them for a payout and a pardon. It's not the only time either. She goes through clans like Plum and go through Cheddar. She ran her last outfit with a consortium, 6 or 7 of them, all co-chiefs. One day every one of them except Vesper disappeared and no one knows what happened to them. Are they dead? No one knows. But did she kill him? No one knows. There's no need to yell. I like a good yell. Have either of you seen Vesper?
Yes.
It's her! Run! What a brave clan you have nowadays.
Plus ça change. The loot?
Hey, you're gonna need a wagon.
Wonderful.
I believe this is now the second to last mission. Normally I'd say I'm cutting off the guessing game, but we probably got a couple hours left. These dead guys don't give up, do they?
Never happened to rest in peace.
This is about the least peaceful place I've ever been. Why are they being so stubborn? All we did was steal absolutely all of their gold.
Have we lost them?
No.
But we will.
Here's the plan.
Oh, right, I was going to show off the good mission. I forgot about that. I forgot there was a good mission in these. So the river is rife with defenses. We'll have to move slowly and mind our way. We try and grab the port on the way down, and the tower? Yes, but be careful. We need to stay vigilant and look after each other. Okay. You know what? I can't do it. I die. Death. Sorry, so let me show off the good mission. God, I was in the last mission so long, I honestly forgot about it.
Here's the plan.
Shut up. So as I was... When did it cut me off, by the way? Because I remember saying, so here's the one good... The first gameplay positive I heard, and then I heard the click of the power going out. Anyways, so here's our one gameplay positive. So, both sides start with primarily good initial unit composition. 2 pikemen, an infantryman and a hero, a mage, a stableman, and on the other side, a musketeer. And then the flip for the other side, and their musketeers over here. We also both start with 2 towns, so we start trickling money in even at the very beginning. All of this is good stuff. Then we have a clear line south. Notice there's all this stuff in the middle, but there's two things you're noticing immediately. First of all, these vines block the way in and out. In fact, none of these units are activated yet, so nothing in the middle really matters yet. So all we're focusing on is this force here. A bit of an initial force, one town, one barracks, and a stronghold. Okay. It's also relatively bite-sized. Getting up here is only a few turns, and ditto in reverse. These are still mirrored of each other. So you go grab, you go grab. Once you grab all of these, it opens up the middle. But the other thing you're noticing is the middle is not absolutely swarmed with infinite troops in all directions. So there's a bit of strategy because each stronghold takes out a specific bundle of these vines, giving access to certain parts of the middle. So you can take both at the same time, or you can take one and then the other, and then you kind of push in the middle. And all you have to do is actually reach the gold, which you'll notice is not behind infinite walls of death. All you have to do is take out the two strongholds to reach the gold. Once you do, the exfiltration is right here, 2 turns away at most. This is a well-designed mission. It was actually fun to do. I felt bad doing it off camera, because I had no way of knowing there would actually be a good level in this freaking game. You'll notice that the levels we've done since then have not been good, and the other levels I did off camera were not good, but just out of nowhere there was this good mission. Now, it's not a perfect mission. I should point out that once you have, once again, killed too many of the enemy units, they just start spawning enemies, just like always. So that sucks, but at least then they spawn up here, in this area. So at least it takes a few turns for them to get down and start running over you. So there you go, there's your one good mission. In the game. No, I'm giving them, I have given that mission a positive. Alright, I need to write down some actual names here. I will admit most of the missions are getting what I call generic negatives. In other words, I'm just getting negatives for mission design rather than the missions. Because most of the missions aren't individually bad. They're just unmemorable and kind of bad. Effectively an aggregate, right? With 2 exceptions. Human 2, which is the one we spent an hour plus on last time. So that's Cherrystone 2. And Florin 1, which was just the Slogfest through the Fogfest. There we go. And I'll type up more about the specifics later. For now, let's get on with this crap.
Here's the plan.
Here's the plan. Kill everything. Got it. And then they'll start spawning enemy units infinitely, because that's what they do in this game. Wow, you have given me a crap starting force. Just absolute crap. Let's fix that. No, water maps are there. I think it's the word I would use to describe them. Listen, take your crazy ideas. Seriously, Inosians? Like, I believe you. I'm not the expert here. I know nothing, as the saying goes. Probably Zactaf. Most people would probably want to do that. Statistically speaking. I did inform PAX that we're no longer going to be playing this game in co-op. Which is probably the biggest insult I could give any game ever. Like, even bad games can be enjoyable in co-op, you know? Oh yeah, Ragnar was stupid. Try to be shocked. What's really irritating was Ragnar was stupid, and then the game, like, went hard on shaming her for being so stupid. And I know that sounds like a strange statement, so let me try to make sure that you understand what I mean when I say that. Imagine any work of fiction ever, really, where someone screws up, and, like, the fiction really hammers down on that part. Like, you let people die. These people are dead because of your failure. I am ashamed of you. You know, that level of severity to Ragnar, the joke character. Like, it was so tonally dissonant. It was bizarre. Cast of the game? You mean like the two kids and their dad and Evil McEvil Lady? No, exactly what happened. It was like, it was mean. It was weirdly mean-spirited, just out of nowhere. So, yeah, sure. Most strategy games don't have a satisfying naval layer. Total Annihilation is a rather amusing example of that. Which is a shame, because all the ships look big and chonky in Total Annihilation. And I loved building them, and then they were crap. So, yay. One of my favorite examples of how not to do naval combat is a game I can never think of the name of. It was an RTS where, like, you start off in the Stone Age and you end up in, like, the Sci-Fi Age in one map. It was like a pseudo 3D Age of Empires kind of-ish game. Empire Earth. That's it, Empire Earth. That game's naval combat... that game did several things right, but its naval combat was not one of those things. Oh, Empire Earth is a ridiculous and fun game. Don't mistake me. I mean, again, it's an RTS map where you advance from the Stone Age up to the Sci-Fi era. You kind of know exactly what you're getting into there. Also, have you ever seen Empire Earth's tech tree? Because holy crap. I might be thinking of Empire Earth too, but it's one of them. What I remember most about Empire Earth's tech tree is the gigantic insert it came with. Like, it was huge. It might have been in 2. I have played both, admittedly. I just remember that damn insert. That's the one. Yeah, that's the insert. So apparently it was Empire Earth 1. God, that thing was ridiculous. Yeah, anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, go click that link. You will understand true pain. I have probably played one of the Battle for Middle-earth games. Can tell you which one. The one I played was good, whichever one that was. The thing I remember to this day the most about Battle for Middle-earth was playing as the goblins and how fun that was. I don't like them, to answer your question. I think it was an Oceans. It's probably sad that it took me that long to answer that question. The kids are like, haha, we're so innocent, but also we're thieves, and we're kind of dicks. Like, the kids are pretty big Rule Zero violators. And the dad is just kind of like an idiot, for lack of a better way to put that. And that's, it, I suppose? Then there's Vesper, who all we know about her is that she's evil. And, end statement, I suppose. There's a very big vibe of, you know, good thieves versus bad thieves, which is a really common thing in fiction. And yet, these people also seem to have absolutely no problem with just robbing entire countries' worth of GDP for fun. So... Like, honestly, it took me a moment to even process that these characters were, in fact, characters when you first asked your question. Because, yeah, they're very, very flat. The kids are precocious and constantly make fun of each other. The dad is protective and also kind of a dick. I think that's about as far as we got for characterization there. Like, I've noticed almost... I was making fun of this because I was talking to a friend while I was playing through those maps. And they kept asking what's the story of the maps. And I kept just reading the dialogue as it happened. And they were just like, That's the dialogue? Yeah. Like, pretty much every one of these battles is just littered with random quips. Which I suppose could have worked, but for reasons I don't really have the ability to explain right now, doesn't. Maybe it's just the fact that the entire campaign is being treated as a joke. Like, haha, it's so funny and silly what we're doing. And that's pretty much the campaign right there. Ha ha ha. No, seriously, that's the whole campaign. Just the words, ha ha ha, story-wise. I'm sure there's going to be some big twist that leads to the final mission where we'll finally reveal the terrible, dark secret about Vesper. And how she's a kidnapper, and that's cool. Honestly, yeah, Blade Chaval. And like I said, it's just falling flat for me. Maybe it's just because I lost tolerance for this game. Maybe it's because I have a gigantic stick up my butt. I don't know. It's something. It could also be both. We may never know. I mean, it probably says something that the only commanders, that are actually memorable in the entire game are Ragna, because she was a negative to story, and Caesar, because he's a dog.
Ah.
I mean, I get that that's kind of the joke, is that he's a dog. But when that's the totality of your characterization, maybe something's wrong somewhere. I mean, hell's sake, Cat's Quest wasn't even this leaning into it. Also, if you haven't played Cat's Quest, you totally should. Good morning, Venters. I hope it goes well for you. A good slow cook is just, Oops. Also, Cat Quest 2 is co-op. While we're on the subject. I mean, I'm old-fashioned. The crockpot I use is pretty much just straight up a crockpot. Metal thing, ceramic thing, lid, little vent. That's it. That's what I use to make my chili. Really, really basic stuff. See you around, Jay Palmer. I may have actually beaten this game by the time you get back. That's not a guarantee. Hey, look, they're spawning enemies. We have entered the spawning enemies phase of existence now. I can't even think of anything funny to say about all this. I apologize. That's just where I'm at this point. Humankind is the Civ one, right? In that case, no. I think I'm a backer for it. But I never actually have gotten around to playing it, for obvious reasons. Have I ever played Conflict, Desert Storm, or Flat Out? Neither of those sound familiar. So probably not. So that's 3 games in a row I haven't played. Battle Realms. That sounds familiar. Let me get to a point where I can Google stuff and figure out what any of this is. Yep, we're still humiliating Ragna. Ha ha ha. That's all their producers. The world will be better without producers. No. Okay, so let's see. Let's look this up. Battle Realms. This actually does look familiar. Oh, yeah. No, I have played this. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember a lot about it. Probably because it took me a minute to actually even remember that I played it. But yeah, I have played that. Yep, still spawning units. Yes, of course you are. Dragon Throne. Battle of Red Cliffs. I don't believe I've played that one. Looks like an Age of Empires clone, which would explain why I haven't played it. There were quite a few Age of Empires clones, and they all kind of sucked in their own unique ways. Night Shift 2. Curse of Souls. Don't think I heard of this one.
Errol, Orla.
Did you see those skellies crumble?
In pieces. Am I right?
And what did you make of that loud-mouthed patchwork lassie? I think all needs to work on her temper. Where's Vesper? Dad, do you reckon Enid's okay?
Aye.
We're getting that bahooky Vesper her money. Enid'll be fine, right?
That's right.
Enid'll be just fine. Probably. How was the heist? Lots of undead. Valheim's a good nightmare fuel, isn't it? To think I used to call you a friend. Did you? Oh yes, we were ever so close. No need to disturb old graves. Neither of us are necromancers. Besides, graves are for robbing, if you ask me. I'm evil.
Little turpitude between friends.
What about honor amongst thieves? What childish nonsense. Do you believe in fairies and unicorns, too? Why have we not murdered this person? We have killed 4 countries worth of armies. And we're being bullied around by a lady with a whip.
Error and awful.
You children also believe in fairy tales?
Aye. I know a hag when I see one.
A wicked tongue. Wouldn't it be terrible shame of someone to remove it from your head?
Vesper.
Just a joke. You always were so sensitive. In any case, I must be getting on. As you know, the devil makes work for idle hands.
I'm just here for the gold.
I have played Spellforce, the recent one. What was the recent one? Whatever, we actually streamed it. It was okay. And I have seen Spellforce 2. It's problematic and has terrible mission design. But it's got some cool stuff.
What a kid!
Final mission. I hope. So we're probably going to go ahead and cut off the guessing game sometime in the next 17 hours. So they robbed all of us? They breached Koji's mechanical defenses, designs of his highest caliber.
Yes.
And they've successfully avoided our hunters and security measures. These outlaws don't mess about. Yeah, that's another thing. Can we talk about the fact that a small outlaw band, just successfully knocked over all 4 nations of the continent? Is that something we could talk about? That means it wasn't just me. Everyone screwed up. It wasn't just me, Ragna's terrible. I have no idea, Dragon Player. Might I suggest we use our indoor voices? Loudmouth has a point, though. They outsmarted all of us and left us in the dust. That may very well be the case. But I, for one, do not plan to let the dust settle.
Agreed.
Nor I. Then we'll have to track them down and return what's rightfully ours.
Yeah!
Our soldiers found them, didn't they, Mom? Yes, we received news the outlaws have made their way to the Forsaken Sands. In the Lost Leagues? What are we waiting for? Hey, she has her crown. Let's make a plan of action before leaving. Excellent decision. Anyone going to bring her back? No, she'll return, eventually. I suggest in the meantime we carry on without her. Yes, because it's so funny to crap on Ragna. God, do you... Negative to story. Like, I didn't like Ragna. But the reason I didn't like Ragna was because she was a joke character that didn't land. But then the entire game just does nothing but crap on her and bullies her. And it's been doing that nonstop this entire DLC. I know you didn't see all of it because we did one of the missions off camera. But trust me, it's been bad. And then she runs off. She's like, yeah, we got to do this. And everyone's just like, is someone going to bring her back? No. Just, it's not funny. I think it actually is Melkor Blade. Meanwhile, we've been walking for hours. Are we there?
Hey.
Yeah, we're here. This is the Forsaken Sands. You can tell because of all the green.
Huh?
This is where we're supposed to be. Vesper, where is she? We gave her the money. She has to give us Enid back.
Isn't it right?
Isn't she here? Oh, but I am here to inevitably betray you. I seem to have lost her. She's simply nowhere to be seen. Just you three and little old me. Oh, and my clan of cutthroats. You're surrounded.
What?
Oh my gosh. The extremely evil person who has been nothing but overtly evil the entire game has betrayed us after we successfully gave her the ransom. This is extremely shocking.
Quite the coup de théâtre, is it not?
Bill, Phyllis? Chief, with all the gold you handed over to Vesper, she bought us out. But you're stupid. You're so stupid. You are so stupid. I'm giving you another negative. I'm giving you another negative. Sorry, kid. I've not seen her. We all like Enid, but Vesper offered us a lot of money. She absolutely promised she's not going to stab us in the back.
C'est la guerre.
Yeah, idiot ball, remember, someone being stupid is not a negative. Idiot ball is always a negative, because idiot ball is, by definition, bad writing. Hi, Loner. Yeah, something's not right.
How could you do this?
What are you doing? Just give us Enid, Vespers. No need for a ruckus. I disagree. You've got what you wanted. You demanded all the gold in Arania, and we brought it to you. You wanted our clan. You've got them. They're yours, the fools. So give Enid back to her family. She belongs with us.
What?
Is that all the robberies were about? They needed money to pay a ransom? Oh my god. Please tell me you're not about to do what I think you're about to do. Ransom paid to that mysterious woman. Evil, you mean? Sounds like she's kidnapped someone. I get the feeling she's spoiling for a fight. What do you reckon? I think we can take her.
Yeah.
So do I. Empress, Lord Balder? Felheim requires the return of the funds that were stolen. Whoever has the gold must pay for their villainy.
Agreed.
Heaven's Song's requirements are the same, though the object of our ire may be different than the one we'd supposed. That individual's no less deserving of our censure, perhaps more deserving of it. Power of friendship. For some reason. Oh goody, a bunch of commander unit. Oh my god, are you pulling the same goddamn trick?
Yeah.
Yep. Hey everyone. It's a giant map where all we have is commander units. Does that sound familiar? Because that sounds familiar to me.
Greenfinger.
How do you make that horse thing? The stag? Oh, there's a force known as Vis Vitae. Another's Numa, which is not to be confused with mana. And before I continue, are you familiar with the concept of prana? Never mind. Great time for this conversation. At least the song's different. Oh yeah, by the way, random robber lady whose special power, near as we can tell so far, is kidnapping people and having a whip is just, you know, able to stand up against the heroes who took down Requiem. I haven't actually seen it in Alcor Blade. So, there's my thoughts. No thoughts. No thoughts in brain. I have as many thoughts in my brain about the PS State of Play as I do as this game has about its storytelling. God, I hope so, Crazy Norse. That fox of yours is impressive. Could I have a go on it sometime? Yeah, sure. If you teach me how to use a slingshot. Deal. Yeah, one of the biggest things that people tend to make fun of Grand Theft Auto 5 for is the fact that they take entirely too long to realize they can just kill their problems away. It's actually something I myself pointed out both times I've streamed it. And it's really frustrating because fiction likes to pull this trick. Where the villain is like, "Mwahaha, I'm evil. Oh no, we must do what the villain says because they're just too much." And then they betray us, and then now that we're on the back foot and in a worse situation than before, then we beat them and usually kill them. So, question. Why didn't we do that to begin with? And it pisses me off every time fiction pulls that trick. Usually fiction will pull that trick because they want to have the betrayal scene and they want to have the heroes maintain some kind of like, "Mwahaha, we'll be on the side of good because we would never preemptively kill Hitler." Yeah, exactly, Dragon Player. That's right. It's okay to fight back against someone who has now betrayed you, but we would never, ever actually kill someone who, you know, beforehand, right? That's just unacceptable. What's it feel like fighting alongside flesh and blood comrades? Tremendous. Okay. Good morning, Loke. I'm just sweeping. I'm not leaving any of this nonsense to chance at this point. We're just sweeping the board. Probably not, Colgrim, but I am not leaving anything to chance at this point. I know. I just know that if I just beeline for the boss, it'll be like, "Oh ho ho, but now here's this other bullcrap." I just know that's what's going to happen. Anyways, I'm sorry. I apparently can't word. My overall point is that what I really hate is bad writing.
Whoa!
Because I do. I hate bad writing. Whatever trope form takes, whatever they do with it, it's still the same thing at the end of the day. And that is bad writing. Oh, they'll let Vesper go because we're the good guys. Although they have killed people in this game. Like, what's his name? Sedge? He's dead. Like, they killed him. So who knows? Maybe they'll kill her. And that's the other thing. If you don't want to go all dark with it, you don't have to kill the person. Although JRPGs certainly like to do that. Instead, it's more like, hey, you must do this horribly evil thing for me, or else. And then you wham! No, bad. Smack him like a bad puppy. What? That was, what? Okay, my controls literally bugged out there for a second. Whatever. Yeah, there are options here, you know.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Fiction took a really long time, especially video games specifically, took a really long time to accept the idea that humans could be bad guys. Or that humans could be bosses. Because, you know, you're not allowed to kill humans. This is actually a pretty common trope. The Breath of Fire series comes to mind immediately. For a recent example, but for an older example of something we've covered in the past, Final Fantasy III, every single humanoid boss, every human boss in the entire game, randomly turns into some completely weird monster because of the fact that you're not allowed to kill humans in video games. Or at the very least, it was considered a taboo, especially in Japan. I will admit, I don't get that at all either. Yes, that's another one, Colburn. Like, I know that there's the idiots who are like, oh my god, video games causes violence, and those people are stupid. But I'm not actually 100% sure where that comes from. It would be funny if that was a holdover of the, oh god, what was that called?
The wind rises!
In the early days of Hollywood, there was a series of rules that every film had to follow. Yes, if any commander dies, we lose the mission. Like, we're not in threat of that because we're playing on easy, but think about that for a second. That pretty much by itself is a guaranteed negative. Just... Here's an entire... what it means, in practical terms, is you cannot lose a unit. If you lose anything, then you die because you've lost a unit. Was that Hays Code? God, hang on. Nope, yep, that is it. Hays Code. That's the one. 1934 to 1968. Now, I don't know. But it is possible that Hays Code is part of where that's coming up. Because that was several decades of sustained censorship on a fairly large scale.
I cast a long shadow.
Sure. Well, like I said, I'm just speculating. Hays Code has been debated a lot over the years. We can't recruit now that our clansmen are following Vesper. Yeah, by the way, I actually thought about this earlier, and it turns out I was right. This is a mission where even if you capture stuff, you can't recruit anything. You are stuck with just the heroes forever. Yeah, the rulers of the world showed up. And their escort is just not here? For some reason? I don't know about you, but that's not how I'm going to roam around when I have taken over the world, obviously. Unattended.
I'm unstoppable! Ha!
Now, what would really suck is if the enemy gets that infinite respawn bullcrap in this mission. Now, they are recruiting, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about them just, you know, having the units spawn every round for free. And it's actually really good units, too. You know, the thing they've been doing every single map so far.
Balder.
No.
Is that a skull on your head? No. Interesting. Then what is it exactly? Oh, well, what I did, Blue Fusion Volt, was I very, very, very slogged through a very long and sloggy fight of slogginess to slog my way to sloggery. And then it was like, and now we must have the final battle, and then the credits rolled.
Thank you.
Now, to be clear, the reason it did that is because I didn't have all the stars to actually gain access to the final battle. But I really want it to be clear that rather than program in a bad ending or an alternate cutscene or anything, they just had the cutscene as if you'd gotten all the stars, and then the game stopped. Oh my god! The S rank requirement for the epilogue mission is 40 turns? For those of you not understanding what that means doing it as fast as is humanly possible to get the best possible rating is 40 turns. Most of these hour-long missions are closer to 20 turns for a bit of comparison. Yeah, when 40 turns is your speed run. Huh? I pretty much guarantee I never will, Steve Campy. Like, 100%. I will someday review them, but I'll never do a rumination on them.
Nah.
That's a good question. Look it up. Wargroove. So the fastest any percent run is 1 hour and 34 minutes. The fastest true ending run is 2 hours and 10 minutes, which is kind of crazy. I have no idea how they managed it this fast, or that fast. Although then again, considering how much of this game is deterministic, there's a chance they just sit down and, you know, figured it out all in advance, and then they just do all of the moves they already figured out in advance. Not that that's not impressive, it's just, yeah, that's probably what they did. And yeah, I noticed there's not a lot of runners in this game. Yeah, co-op campaign entries. Non-applicable.
Hey.
Yeah, how fast can you move the cursor without screwing up? There's no rewind. Also, I'm just going to link an awkward zombie because I was reminded of it a minute ago. Because everyone in this map is like, hey, everything's fun, and we're silly, and we're bonding, and we're having friendship. And it reminds me of that awkward zombie comic I just linked. Now, again, not super familiar with Advance Wars, but it certainly does seem to have the same vibe, doesn't it?
Huh?
Let's go out for ice cream! Yeah!
I cast a long shadow.
So what she just said, which I just skipped through. Mario Kart. Mario Kart. Anyways, what she just said is, I am tired of your needless resistance, so it's time to show you my true power. And then she cast the exact same ability she's already shown before. Without variance. Now, if that was on purpose, that's actually pretty funny. I don't think it is, though. Yeah, let me show you my true power! Fireball 1! Didn't you just cast Fireball 1? Shut up. Can I begin to comprehend the tremendous power I wield? Of the same spell you've already cast like 15 times? Yes! It is that powerful. Okay. Yeah, by the way, her superpower is almost identical to, what's his face's? The kids? Whatever this guy's name is. What is his name? It doesn't say his name. Whatever, this guy's name. Oh, here we go. Koji. Except Koji's is an AoE. Just... I wonder if any of the bandits are regretting their decision to turn against me at this point. Random thought. I wonder if any of them were thinking about anything during all of this. Like, hey, we're being hired to go kill all the leaders of every nation in the world right now. Okay. And that was their response. Okay. Hi, Spartan. Oh yeah, I am actually going to start cutting off the guessing game very soon. The HUD should be correctly up to date. Let's double check that. 10, 10, 23, 25. 10, 10, 23. Yay! Okay. Yeah, what are they getting paid? Not enough! Rule 1 of being a mercenary. Paycheck doesn't matter if you're dead. See ya, Crazy Nurse. Have what approximates fun.
You're finished!
Yeah, by the way, notice that this a hole up here is actually really mean. Remember, if any of your units die, you lose the match. You lose the game, and you have to start over. And they have 2 trebuchets in a well-defended position with walls in front of them. Multiple musketeers, we already took out one of them. And her doing damage every round. And she has plenty of resources to pull out units every round. So, slogging up here would just be awful. And if you overextend in any direction, there's a pretty good chance that you would die. Also notice the approach here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is no way to get into this fortress that does not involve being in range of these trebuchets. Yeah, die.
Oh!
Yeah, she's just doing her usual "I am indefeatable" speech. Her last 3 lines of dialogue have been about how amazing she is. I am unbeatable, blah, blah, blah. We've heard it 1,000 times before.
I cast a long shadow.
Go away.
We did it!
And now I'm going to close down the guessing game. I would say this isn't as bad as the last mission. The last outro mission. The last outro mission was even worse than this nonsense. Like, it was pretty freaking bad. Take that, you cowbag. Yay. Alright, any guesses on how this is going to go? Really quick, really quick. Do you think she'll be redeemed? Do you think she'll finally return Enid to us? Do you think we'll kill her? Do you think she'll be like, I'm dumb? Do you think the nations will be like, you know what, we should pardon her. She was just a troubled soul who tortures and kills people for fun. Do you think she is Enid, which makes even less sense? Who's surrounded now?
You're beaten.
Oi!
Give Enid back. Since you asked so nicely. Okay, in all honesty, I thought Enid was a dog. Hold on, all of this was for a cat? Yes, that makes sense.
I'll just be on my way now.
You're in my way. We require restitution. Very well, how does a clan of outlaws sound? Used, but in good condition.
No.
Return our gold. Alas, I already spent it. My new associates insisted on payment up front, so your quarrel is with them at this point. We just killed your clan's ass, so any money they had, we just looted off of their corpses. As a show of good faith, why don't I help you round them up? If you'll just let me pass, I'll go and fetch them and come straight back. You are testing my patience. Clan will give back your gold, and I'll see to it, but in exchange, they'll need their freedom. Can you make peace with that? It's okay, Caesar. Vesper kidnapped Caesar and asked me what she did of you. If it was the only way to get Caesar back, which it wasn't, I would have felt like I had no other choice. Which you didn't!
Yeah.
So Cheris don't accept your terms. Return the gold, we will take matters no further. We too only seek the return of our property. Foreign aren't big on taking prisoners. Our wanted poster says wanted dead or not at all. In this case, not at all will suffice. As for us, you'll return the gold and never set foot in our soil again. That's not fair. Mom, I had kind of a thought. Maybe Errol and Oral could... I'm fine with it if you are. Let me restate the terms. You'll never set foot in our soil again, except for playdates and sleepovers. I do not consider the terms complete. They account for the outlaws and they account for our gold. They have thus far made no mention of the errant Fumomancer who orchestrated this fiasco. Yes, it's just a slap in the wrist followed by a contrite promise to do better?
Yeah!
Let's pulp her!
No.
No, I require her unpulped. I don't know, J. Palmer. Vesper, you will be teaching Ragna how to perform smoke magic.
Oh!
No, I don't want to learn stuff. Fumomancy is a family secret.
She's clearly a moron.
No!
You're a moron. I'll make your options clearer. Tutor Ragna in Fumomancy or rot in a frozen dungeon. Ragna. Fumomancy is an arcane art of great power. If Vesper agrees to teach it to you, you will learn it. So what is your fate to be, Vesper? Prisoner or tutor? I'm not sure which is worse. Get it? Because Ragna's so terrible that teaching her is just the worst.
Hey.
Many thanks to all of you for showing up and helping us get our cat back. Let's get our money back. And then I got a few things I need to say to my clan.
Errol. Orla.
Oi!
Alright, I admit it. You're cute. Come on then, you daft wee beastie. The end. All they do is generate units, Steve Campy. Real quick, does anybody know a good sandwich from KFC? I haven't had KFC in years, so help me out here. Well, this will be a good time to try it out. Let's see, what do we got here? I could just try the tenders, see if those are any good. It's a good gauge of if chicken place is good or not, is if they have decent tenders. So we'll go with that. Okay. Hey, Anosians. I am sorry that this game sucks. And I'm going to say it that way. Because I'm not changing my opinion or hiding it, or trying to pretend that this game didn't suck, because it sucked. God! Ugh. But thank you for supporting me in this crap. The mod kit in the editor was great. Just absolutely great. PDQ, Steve Campy? What's that stand for? Because I might. I'm ignorant. No, the map editor is great. You could do so much with the map editor. I had so much more fun with the map editor than I did with the game. I honestly kind of wish it was just a map editor and we could have just spent 3 days making missions. You know? People dedicated to quality. I'll have to look, because I haven't heard of them. Which one's yours, Belcar Blade? Oh, Kojin. Let's do our final audit, shall we? It's okay, I'm in a good mood. I'm no longer playing this game. And next game, I get to run around and eat people. It is going to be Catharsis the game. It's going to be great. The next game we're playing is a Shark PG. Okay, sorry. I don't really have a place for you right now. I'll figure it out. Yeah, we're playing Maneater next. Is this why I scheduled them this way? No, I was expecting to like this game. Remember, I was looking forward to this game. I was excited to play this game. What's worse is I am now currently looking forward to playing Maneater, which naturally, by logical discourse, means it's gonna suck. Oh, God. Yes, it was, Jay Palmer. In fact, almost every game we're playing was a run I was interested in. Almost. Yeah, I'd say XCOM 2, Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, Wargroove. I feel like there's more, but I'm trying to get this done really quick here. Give me a second, I'll answer that, Jay Palmer. Or actually, just type exclamation mark next, and I'll just use that. I don't remember what XCOM 2 ended up scoring after everything. Okay, so I am looking forward to Squadrons. I'm looking forward to Cthulhu Saves the World. I'm looking forward to Starfield and Arceus and Patchwork and Metroid. So the only ones I'm not looking forward to are Ruiner, which I don't even know what that is. Tinykin, again, don't know what it is. And Kojin Sword of Rewind, don't know what it is. That's it. Everything else I'm looking forward to. Everything else was a my interest game. I don't know, Jay Palmer. We'll find out when we get there. Sorry, when you say joystick, I hear controller. Because that's how I usually play flight sim games. Like, I played TIE Fighter on my PS3 controller. So I don't own a joystick that works anymore. In fact, I think I gave it away. So, I don't know if I'll be using my controller. Are they still going? Seriously? Oh my god, they really are. Yeah, I'm like halfway through with the audit right now. One plus to levels, 6 negatives to levels. Yeah, that tracks. Well, yeah, haven't you ever seen Assassin's Creed Unity, Scales of Justice? Replayability. Nope. I have actually played Total Warhammer. I've played Total Warhammer 1, 2, and 3, as it happens. Total Warhammer 3 was a really good game. I admittedly didn't like it. I'm not going to lie about that. But it was a really, really good game. I mean, I'm fine with it, Jay Palmer. It's usually like an intro boss to get you gear for the real raid. That's how they usually approach that. Hell, they did that in Legion, too. I think BFA was when they stopped doing that. Oh, hey, it finished. You can now play as Vesper. Cool. Let's go look up our additional lore here. This is all worth it. This is all worth it. Here we go. Vesper. This is 20 pages long. No, Melkor, I would not. Okay. Do we ever cast aside the dreams of our childhood? To consign something so powerful to the void of nothingness is surely beyond the might of the common man. No, they are part of us and cannot so easily be discarded. These dreams, we carry them always, to be buoyed or burdened by them as we may. In a clearing in a wood in the Lost Leagues of Arania, 2 small children are playing. One, a little boy with pale green-blue hair, is hunkered down watching a beetle climbing through the moss. Occasionally tries to herd the beetle, prodding at it with the tip of a twig. The beetle entirely ignores his efforts. A few feet away, a white-haired little girl is clambering up a fallen tree trunk, ascending the gentle slope on hands and knees. When she reaches the highest point, she stands, proudly surveying the conquered clearing. It is only now she takes notice of the little boy. Quietly, with clumsy movements, she begins to conjure something, a shifting, dense ball of pitch-black smoke. She takes careful aim. She launches her missile. The smoke strikes the little boy squarely on the back of the head. Exploding on impact, it engulfs the child in a noxious cloud, instantaneously covering him head to toe in soot. There is a brief moment of shocked silence, and the girl bursts into a fit of laughter. The boy wheels around in a mossy cloud of earth clutched in his hand. He sends the cloud hurtling towards the air, hitting the girl in the face and sending her sputtering backwards off the tree trunk. In the ensuing chaos amidst the hurling debris of dirt, dust, and smoke, a friendship is born. As children, Vesper and Wolfar are shared a deep kinship. They were intelligent, energetic children who were deeply proud of their outlaw heritage. Both wanted to lead the clan someday, and they often spoke of taking turns, 1 year on, 1 year off, because apparently they're Roman. That way they could do so without having to run against each other in the elections for chieftain. They were best friends and always there for one another. It was Vesper who summoned a 3-headed smoke dog to chase Ronnie Hitchcliffe up a tree after he had knocked Wolfar down over a game of marbles. And it was Wolfar who snuck into Old Man Kilgar's backyard to retrieve Vesper's kite when it was fought free of her grip and sailed recklessly into the oak tree that graced the cantankerous old man's back garden. They were never stuck or scared or lost when the other was around. Then when they were 15, things changed. That year, a new family joined the clan. The family's youngest daughter was called Aelia, and she was of an age with Vesper and Wolfar. Aelia was smart, funny, and kind, and could bury a spear 5 inches into the tree trunk from 20 paces. Vesper was smitten. Then, as of now, Vesper was almost obnoxiously forward, yet somehow when it came to Aelia, she was unable to speak her mind. She became flustered, nervous, and tongue-tied each time she tried to tell Aelia how she felt. The longer they knew each other, the deeper Vesper's adoration grew, and the more difficult it became to admit to Aelia how she truly felt. One night, after more than a year of friendship, Vesper summoned all her courage, made her way to Aelia's house, treaded the well-known path to her friend's front door. As the evening shadows lengthened, she climbed the front step, raised her hand to knock. Pausing abruptly, when she heard voices from the back garden. The voices were soft and low, but instantly recognizable. Aelia and Wolfar. Vesper crept around and saw... Reaching the back garden, she peered around the corner. From her dark vantage point, she could see her two friends. They sat together, lit from behind by the sun's dying light. Dark figures wreathed in gold. They were sitting so close to each other, heads together, holding hands, fingers intertwined, speaking softly. They looked like one being, whole and content. The excited nerves she'd felt in anticipation of speaking to Aelia had dissipated, replaced with a leaden feeling in her stomach. Aelia and Wolfar were in love. Vesper lost control. Smoke began to flow from her fingertips, tenuous wisps building to a roiling flood that drowned the golden light of dusk and swallowed her whole. The air turned to poison. The cloud enveloped Wolfar and Aelia before they even knew it was upon them, putrid fumes blinding their lungs. They stumbled blindly through the smoke, Wolfar dragging Aelia, coughing and sobbing out of the rancid cloud. He recognized the magic. He called for Vesper, but she didn't answer. He stumbled back into the toxic darkness, but stayed barely a moment before he was forced to lurch back out again, hacking and sputtering, gasping for breath. He need not have bothered with this rescue attempt. Vesper had fled. She and Wolfar would not see each other again for 2 decades. So she went evil because... Girl. That is extraordinarily petty. Enid. Wolfar found Eden when she was a kitten, a tiny, damp, shivering ball of fluff curled up in the draughty shelter of the family wood store. He brought her inside, warmed her up, fed her, and sat with her until she fell asleep. Later, he introduced her to the twins. Enid took Errol first, his quiet, gentle nature rendering him instant favorite with the shy kitten. Things took a little longer with Orla, but once Enid had gained some strength, she quickly found there wasn't anyone better to climb the curtains with. Things hadn't changed much in the 7 years since. When Enid wants to curl up quietly, she finds Errol. If she wants to play, she finds Orla. When she's sick or hungry, she finds Wolfar. Doesn't make it less stupid, Trihexia. Oh yeah, Fumomancy. Yeah, it's smoke conjuration. Yeah, cool. I kind of caught that. What is this? Complete Elodie's arcade run. No. I think there's only one way we could really end this one here. Except I apparently don't have it, so whatever. Yeah, we're done. We are done, and we are never coming back. Uninstall. Get off my computer. Where the hell was I? Right. Listen, when I have literal days to put together campaigns, I'll let you know, Jay Palmer. -5 to gameplay. Not a great start. Any guesses how long the game was? Because it's one of those games, I know it's not actually as long as it feels like. But it's one of those games that feels super long, right? Five days, actually. But we'll see how long the hours are. Yeah, that's what I thought. That is definitely shorter than I thought it was, as predicted. 26.48 hours. That's it. That's honestly not that long of a game, but God, it felt like it. We were talking about this literally earlier this very week, during this game. That games that feel longer are the real problem, rather than games that are longer. Apparently, Lord Aramont. Who knows? The concept interested me immediately. At least I was right about one thing. And that was the custom editor and campaign mode, which is legit. In fact, how many pluses did that get by itself? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the pluses. 8 of those 23 are for the thingamabobber, the custom mode. I'm going to be really honest with you, Nosians. Less is the answer to that question. It's still fine. We'll get there. Whenever it comes out, or maybe it did finally come out. Who knows? Yeah, me too, Malcor. I am extraordinarily curious how that's going to turn out. 3, 4, 5. I mean, even Skyrim will probably score fine. That's a game I have been rather open about not liking for years, so... Yeah, no, I think that is correct. The story score is 0. Do I like the story of Skyrim? No. Like, even the best story arc, which is, well, that's not true. All but the best story arc in Skyrim is what I would call net negative story. The only one that is probably going to be a net positive in story is the Dark Brotherhood. Well, by sheer virtue of the numbers on my screen, I can tell you right now, this isn't going to score as well as XCOM 2, which got a 29, by the way, HOM 5, which got a 30, or Wildermyth, which got a 79. Here's the real question. Will it beat Chaos Gate Demon Hunter? Could someone look that up while I calculate this, please? -50. Yeah, no, it's not going to be that bad. God, that was another disappointment while we're on the subject. That game also had a crap tutorial. So that's always fun. Wargroove. Net story score. 0. Now, that sounds like an insult, and it is. But at the same time, that's actually better than I thought it would be. Yeah, 0 is actually not terrible. That could be a lot worse. Yeah, no kidding, throwaway noise. Gameplay. -5. A gameplay score that's almost universally being bolstered by the freaking minigame thing. I mean, there's other things that the gameplay did right. I shouldn't say that. But really, the puzzle mode, the arcade mode, and the mods are pretty much the positives. You notice that the game didn't really get a lot of what you'd normally get for, like, say, unit design positives or map positives, which would be the two big things that a strategy game should have. Yeah, for a bit of perspective, if it didn't have any of those, if it was just the campaign, we should actually, hang on, I screwed up. I'm sorry, that's my fault. Hang on. It's actually -6. Whoops. Hang on. That means I gotta recalculate a couple things. See you around, Steve Cappy. Have a good day at work. So that's 22, 28. 22, 28. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. That's my fault. That's my fault. So, -6. That's so bad. Now, just out of curiosity, if all we had was the campaign, it would have been -19. -19 to gameplay. That would actually beat Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, for perspective. Just on gameplay. Yeah. That's 2.2 negatives per hour. It's a ratio of 50% on story and 45% on gameplay. Giving us our grand final total of -9.23, which means I believe it's going to Jay Palmer. Just, wow. Let's go towards Seek and Destroy. Stream of Nations and Ace Combat X. Oh man, everyone who guessed a positive number, I'm so sorry. No, I mean, I'm gonna do an early break, yeah. Quite a few people actually guessed positive numbers. Over half the people who guessed positive numbers. Yeah, what's really sad, the game might have actually done a lot better, and by might I mean it would have done a lot better. In fact, I think that actually would have been pushed into positives on the gameplay axis until I remembered the co-op campaign existed. You remember that? I even said I was going to chop off the guessing game, and we were going to be done soon. Remember, I had this whole thing because I completely forgot that the co-op campaign even existed. And then I was like, oh yeah. And then the score went down. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do some paperwork. And then I will see you after I'm done. For a shark eating people. Sure, Jay Palmer, sure. Give me a sec. So, hang on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's -19. So just as a really, really quick and dirty calculation, it would have been somewhere around -40 if that stuff wasn't in, Jay Palmer. Somewhere around there.